Today we are checking out the Craftable Houses add-on. This is created by Pixel Studio. The add-on is priced at 660 Minecraft coins. That's £3.29. It's roughly $5. The community gave this a 3.9 star rating out of 5, with 125 ratings so far. 56% of those have been a 5-star. According to the creators, there is a total of 45 different houses you are able to make. Some of them being medieval, some of them being modern. There is even secret bases. How is everybody doing? My name is Echo, and before we get into this video, I have a few things I want to say. The first thing is, if you struggle with building like me, this is a perfect add-on for you. I feel like this add-on would be absolutely awesome in a flat world. Also, if you want to build a city, a town, a neighborhood, you are going to love this. But I have one more thing I want to say. Developers, please introduce an undo tool. I always find myself struggling with builds in any Minecraft world, where I couldn't figure out if it's possible how to undo this. I searched, there's nothing there. Now, sometimes, and I did this on several occasions while setting up today's video, I would place builds by mistake. And the ones that had water included, I had to get rid of it, and it was an absolute pain. So if you are planning on using this in a pre-existing world, you are going to have to be incredibly careful. So developers, I beg you, please introduce an undo tool. Anyway, once you have this installed, you'll be given 2 books. You have the guidebook and you have the guidebook 2. Starting off with this, it just says, "Welcome to Craftable Houses." This amazing add-on offers 45 different types of houses, each with its own unique style and design, with the ability to be crafted at a workbench. These houses can be placed anywhere in your world, allowing you to create your perfect home and customize your environment as you desire. So yes, this does work for both survival and creative. Look at my house, just chilling over there. So if you want to craft yourself a house, head over to a crafting table, tap on this, and then tap on a specific design that you want. There is so many different options, and I hope more are going to be introduced. Now, something I absolutely love with this is whatever house you are going to be crafting, it gives you a small preview. So let's say you really didn't like this one. Don't worry, go over to the next design, check it out. Be like, that's more my style. Then you could just build this one. So I was a huge fan of that. I honestly wish that the image was a little bit bigger, so when you put it inside of an item frame, you can see it a lot more detailed. If we go back to the guidebook and we go to the next page, it's going to tell you the size, the style, and in fact, the color. It also has a brief description about this in case you wanted something specific. Like it says, this has a master bedroom on the upper floor. Now, here is the crafting recipe. So we'll start with modern. Now, it says white, small. So these are the needed ingredients. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of how this is. I prefer images. I'm colorblind, so I really do struggle with these sometimes and trying to figure out which design they have to go in. So on this occasion, considering it is a small one, what I did is I had to go inside of here. I typed in modern, and then I had to find the small one, for example, so I could figure out the whole crafting recipe. So for me and anyone else who's colorblind, it was definitely a struggle. So I really would like to see an image of the crafting recipe rather than this. Anyhow, really easy to do. Grab yourself the needed materials, go inside of here, and then you'll be able to see what you're able to make. And this is this. Now, I've not actually done this in survival, so we'll do it here. It's relatively small. You can see here, I'm currently in survival. So if you're doing this in survival, you're not actually going to die. I thought that was a pretty cool feature because a lot of the time, these are usually creative driven, and that's not actually the case. And I was really impressed with this. It's a really basic design. I think you could definitely alter this to your own satisfaction. This is not necessarily to my taste as a builder, but it's definitely great to see the idea. A lot of people out there, including me, struggle with base ideas. I really do. I find myself always living underground. Just take a little bit of a look at the design. I'm going to try and show you as many different designs as possible. I think it might have been the same one over there. Like I said, you do need to be careful with this because I was kind of curious as to what would happen if you place this like in a really random location, right? So we'll place it here. it just carves out the mountain. That's why I said for this specific add-on, I personally find this a lot more useful inside of a flat world, which is why I have this. So each design seems to have the exact same recipe other than one item changes. The small one used a coal block. The small uses a copper block. Then we move on to medium. It uses iron. Then we move on to medium. It uses gold. And then we move on to big. It uses emerald. I don't think I need to show you guys all of the recipes. Like I said, they're exact same. See here, that's a copper block. That one's a coal block. That's an iron one. That's a gold. And that is, in fact, an emerald. And again, we have the small previews here. So if you were looking for a specific house, all the details are right here. Really, really easy to understand. And each category seems to have a total of 5. I've already showed you the small one. And these are the other ones available. Now, I'm curious if I try to do this in the air, it's not actually possible. So you do have to tap on a block. So let's try something a little bit different here. The whole point of these add-ons is to see if I can actually break them. So let's tap on this. So you can have this one placed in the air if you wanted to. But again, the designs are really, really awesome. This is going to be the medium one, so you can definitely see how they're getting much bigger. And honestly, I've never ever thought of that design. That is really impressive. Composter. That's a garage door. And that's really cool. Although I have noticed with this specific design, none of them are actually featuring any kind of glass. Is quite a surprise. Then we have ourselves the second medium, and I'm gonna try and overlap this one because okay, so they will actually break each other. It doesn't warn you and say, yeah, don't do that. Like they're gonna break and crash into each other. Here's a better representation of this one. Modern's not really for me, I'll be honest with you. They still look pretty cool. Then we move on to the bigger designs. I don't know how big this is going to be. So what I am going to do is place this down here. How big is that? To be honest, in terms of big, it's not exactly huge, but for me, I would probably change this. And I guess that's the whole point of this. If you wanted to alter the designs, you could. I prefer the glass design rather than having the iron doors. That's the cool thing about Minecraft. You can alter this to your own satisfaction. I don't think this can be rotated, so it's facing that direction. If I wanted to place it right here, they're always facing the same direction, which I think is a very big inconvenience. So not only do I think we had a one undo tool, I also think a rotation tool is definitely needed. I imagine most of you clicked on today's video just to see the house design and how it works. So for the rest of this video, I'm not going to go ahead and show you all the crafting recipes. If you do plan on getting this, the book tells you. If not, the crafting table teaches you everything you need and all the recipes that you require. Maybe you didn't like the first set of modern. No problem. There is alternatives. This is the modern house blue versions. So let's grab all of these. There is 5 per category. There is going to be 2 of the smalls, 2 of the mediums, and only 1 of the big. So let's see how they compare to this. Let's place this one down. I mean, it's a little bit wild. I mean, to be fair, on the seaside, I think it would look pretty cool. I think these, yeah, they're basically and practically the exact same, right? Other than the colors of these ones. So let's place them all down. That one seems to spawn me in the house. Let's try that one again, actually. Have we found a bug with this one? Okay, that one was fine that time. Let's try a medium-sized one. Yeah, they are the exact same design. They're just going to be a different color. And if you didn't like the white design, if you didn't like the blue design, maybe green is more your color. The exact same builds, but these ones are just going to be green. I think the placements of these, though, are really awesome. I haven't really struggled with placing these down. I just wish there was an undo tool so I could have these like level par is the best way I could describe it. That one's my favorite. I love the composter idea. Super, super awesome. And then I do want to place this one down and I want to go inside. There we go. I'm inside of this one. So I think the designs are so awesome. Like I said, I'm not much of a modern kind of guy, but I think this one's impressive. I would love to see some castles because I think castles, medieval, I really appreciate those kind of builds. There is just so many different kinds of modern houses. If you didn't like white, if you didn't like blue, if you didn't like green, I mean, you could always go with pink. Here is all of the designs. Again, I don't need to show you guys. It's the exact same build, just in a different color. Finally, we move on from modern and we move into medieval style. Again, they all come in 2 small, 2 medium, and of course, a big size. So let's place these in kind of different circumstances rather than just flat terrain. Oh, I like this one. Again, this is kind of stuff that I would really struggle with creating. I like this one though, but still no glass. But then again, it's medieval. Did they have glass back in medieval? Again, I'm not even going to get into that. I also think it needs to come with an option, furnished or unfurnished. I think a lot of people would like the outside of the build, but not necessarily the inside. For me, I just like more options. Let's go to the second one. Again, I think it's going to face in that direction, though. Well, that one's also pretty cool. Oh, I like the campfires on the top there. Yeah, this one's cool. Where's the front on this one, then? So this one is facing this way. They're always facing the same way, though. I love this. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. This is a house fit for a king. How much bigger can they get then? Because that one, or those two are the small ones. This one is a medium one. This is medium 2. And then this one is the big one. Oh, now that is impressive. Yeah, I like this. Although I did kind of mess up, right? Like, we have these floating on top of daisies. An alternative option is going to be medieval dark, the exact same builds as you've just seen, but these ones are of course much darker. Now, one thing I do want to say, especially for the city builders, my idea would be to grab yourself some wool, and obviously if you are creating a city, you could then do this, then move along, make sure you're on the same coordinate and do it again. So if you wanted to place it here, for example, really love that. Let's say I wanted to build another one. You can see here, I can then keep her on the same level. There is alternative ways for you to make sure you get this right. But for me, these are the colors that I would use. I prefer the much darker colors like spruce. I absolutely love deep slate blocks as well. Alternative color ideas. These are brilliant. And you can see in the space of however long this video is so far, how quick we're able to build custom cities. I mean, there's that many. I've run out of space. The next set of houses are going to be Oriental. So this one, I know a lot of people like these kind of ideas, but will struggle to figure out a design. Let's try the Oriental, the smaller version. Again, not a lot of glass included in any of these builds. In fact, I don't think we've had any glass as of yet. This is going to be the medium-sized one. This is cool. I gotta check this on the inside. This is absolutely awesome. You could... Oh, bees. Oh, okay. Entities are also included in this. Wait. Is there anything inside the storages? No. I also want to know what happens if I was to place this by mistake. Yeah, so you gotta be so careful with these, especially if you are building multiple of these, because you might end up building them on top of each other. I'm gonna place the biggest one on the top here, because I think on top of a mountain top, this would be brilliant. Although that one doesn't seem to be as big as the other one we just checked out. Still impressive, though. Let's see if there's anything cool inside of this one. The decorations are really awesome. I actually never thought to use that as like a seating area. Oh, we even have some turtle eggs. Maybe sci-fi is going to be more your thing. I also want to say, how awesome does that look all the way up there? So let's just grab all of these. And then we move on to the secret bases as well. So let's try the sci-fi style. Is this not just more like a modern design? Finally, we're starting to use some glass, though. Hey, that's actually pretty impressive. Yeah, for me, I feel like this is more like industrial, kind of like futuristic, I guess. So you could say it's sci-fi, yeah. That looks cool. I'm starting to run out of space, guys. We are starting to run out of space very, very quickly. I think I just placed it on a family of sheep. And they oh, they're fine. Okay, no worries. I'm trying not to kill everything in sight here. How do we get inside of this one? So this one would be here. I mean, it's still pretty cool. And then we've got one more, which is going to be the bigger design. Wait, is there stairs? There is stairs in this one. Hold on. Yeah, they still look pretty cool. Definitely not my kind of design. We have the big one. Let's place this right here. It definitely doesn't seem to be huge compared to some of the other houses we've checked out. I am generally curious on the outcome of the secret bases, and I do recommend being careful with this, especially in a pre-existing world where you might have already built something. So let's place this down. Ah, okay, yeah, so it did alter anything around here. Let's go to / game mode spectator and have a little bit of a look here. Yo, this is cool. We do already have a couple of secret bases ones out there. This is just going to be an alternative option. But like I said, it is going to replace pre-existing worlds. So probably not something I would be using in pre-existing chunks. Let's see what happens if we place this in the open. So this will actually kind of build terrain for you. So that's actually a really cool way to do it. Let's see if anything's exposed down here. Kinda. So I think a lot of the designs do seem somewhat similar. They're just going to be different colors. To be fair though, what I do need to do is actually see what it's like when you just go down here. Let's see. Obviously, you could hide this. But yeah, it's just a spiral staircase all the way down to your secret base. Other security kind of add-ons would work incredibly well with this. This is kind of my vibe. I love to live underground. It's just a really cool civilization, and you get to carve out the stone how you like it. I wish some of them were much bigger, though. I want to test two things here. What happens if I place this in the open? Yes, this does happen. Another thing I did want to do here, and this is where you could start to combine some of the ideas. Let's say you had this one. You really liked this idea. We get in from the other side right here. I'm curious as to what would happen if we was to like get rid of this, but then place this down. Oh, it basically deleted the house. Oh, that's sad. I wanted to kind of have it underneath. So here is number 4. This one definitely seems to be a lot more discreet. So I think this kind of build would be good in a forest somewhere. I'm trying to see the comparisons and differences, but I don't see huge changes when it comes to the secret bases. And the last one we have, which is Secret Bases 5. We've attached this to my other floating house. And once again, the designs of this, they are all relatively the same, just some of the blocks have been altered. Pros, cons, opinions. I want to start with the cons. Obviously, there is no undo tool and there is no rotation tool. I also want to say there's way too many modern houses. We only needed like 1 set of modern houses, maybe 2, not like 3 or 4. So I feel like that was a wasted opportunity. And to be honest, there's no shade, but I think it's a little bit lazy. There could have been so many different categories. As for the pros, like I mentioned, I really struggle with build ideas and things like that. I truly love. This would be something I would recommend using in a flat world, getting some ideas and taking the creativity from there. I think in a pre-existing world with no warning, this could be dangerous to your already created builds. And I just really wish there was an undo tool. Besides that, I think it's great value for money, and I can see so many people enjoying this. Whether you are playing survival, creative, creating cities, towns, neighborhoods, I was impressed. Definitely gets a thumbs up with me. Just needs a couple of changes.